Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Spirit of Justice. Previously, we began the special DLC case, and it's like a party in here. If you don't count the murder that happened. So, Larry Butts arrived in the Wright Anything Agency with a blushing bride. Except, it's not his bride. Larry kind of just helped her escape from the law? The bride is wanted for murder at her own wedding. So, that's kind of sad. And now the whole gang is here. We got Maya and Edgeworth and Larry all together. Well, it's like good old times, so I am missing Gumshoe, but I promise I won't talk too much more about him. It's been enough. Anywho, let's finish our conversation with Edgeworth. Learn a bit more about this case. Just so you know, Wright, I am the lead prosecutor on this case. I assumed. What? You? Yes. It appears we'll be standing on opposite ends of the battlefield this time around. So I'll be up against Edgeworth tomorrow. But I don't get it, Edgeworth. What about this case warrants the personal attention of the district's chief prosecutor? It's a bit complicated, to say the least. In what way? The groom is a member of the Sprockets, a family with immense influence. If his bride were to stand trial in court, it would sully the Sprocket name. So they tried to apply some pressure on the prosecutor's office. Pressure to settle it amicably, right? What do you mean, settle it amicably? It means that they're trying to sweep this whole thing under the rug. Wow, Sprocket Aviation really has that much clout? Yes, they have especially strong ties in both the political and the judicial worlds, to the point where no one dares to oppose them. Oh, that reeks of corruption. Huh. Don't tell me that includes you. Don't be ridiculous, Wright? It's quite the opposite. The prosecutor's office is filled with cowards, as I found out. Every last one of my subordinates was loath to prosecute a Sprocket. So that's why you decided to take on the case yourself, right? That's right. I will personally see to it that justice is served. I always prosecute to the utmost of my abilities, regardless of who I'm up against. For that is a part of my creed. Nothing and no one can sway me from that, not even the almighty Sprockets. Right. If they think they can use their influence to bend the truth, they have another thing coming. You know, I almost feel sorry for them. They were only trying to protect their interests. But all they got instead was you. Edgy, come on, man! How can you prosecute my poor sweet Ellie? What kind of heartless jerk are you? I'm simply doing my job. And I'm warning you, Wright, I won't hold back, not for you or anyone else. Thanks for the warning, Your Righteousness. So how's it going, Mr. Chief Prosecutor? Busy as always, I presume? Of course, unlike somebody who has too few clients and too much time on his hands. Huh, guess that explains why your brow is more furrowed than the last time I saw you. Maybe you should learn to relax a little, Edgeworth. Nice try, Wright. But as always, I have no intention of showing anyone any mercy, including you. As inflexible as ever, I see. Besides, I think I've mellowed out a bit with age. So if anything, these furrows should have smoothed out a little as well. Honestly, Edgeworth, are you really that blind to yourself? Excuse me? He's really self-conscious about those lines, isn't he? Edgeworth, about this incident. Don't forget, Wright, I'm the prosecutor for this case. Need I remind you that I'm not in the habit of sharing information with my adversaries? No, I guess we are adversaries for now. And you, Larry? Me? I'd like you to come with me. You have a lot to answer for after that little stunt you pulled with the suspect. But Edgy, we're old pals, aren't we? Personal appeals won't work on me, Larry. Now come along. Wow, Nick, help me out here! And there he goes. Is it just me, or is Mr. Edgeworth as relentless as ever? Yeah, I guess some things never change. So much for mellowing out. Well, Nick, we'd better hop to it too. Hop to what? Investigating the crime scene, of course. What else? It's been a long time since you and I teamed up like this. This is going to be fun. Fun, huh? It has been a long time, though, since we were last together like this. All right, to the crime scene then. Yeah, and away we go. But first, might as well jump right in, I guess. So what do you think? Well, let's see. I think the inside of Mr. Edgeworth's car smelled heavenly. No, apart from Edgeworth's car. I mean, do you have any ideas about this case? Sorry, I can't think of a thing. But what were we wasting all this time with thinking for? There's investigating to be done. Oh, I can't wait to see what kind of evidence we'll find. You seem really excited. You bet, Nick. The dynamic duo is back in the saddle again. Let's go round 'em up, partner. All right, let's get to it then. After I ask you this. So what do you think we should do, Maya? Isn't it obvious? We start by investigating every single place that has anything to do with the case, and then grill every single person involved. Her enthusiasm is kind of overwhelming. Now go forth, Phoenix Wright. Search out the truth. Well, don't just stand there. Say something. Yes, ma'am. Louder. Yes, ma'am. That's more like it. I like how the little sound effects for the text scroll was actually quiet there. That's good. Oh. Something happened to the Mugasis? So, some cow pun. Fancy place, I must say. So this is the reception hall. According to the pamphlet, we're right here. Yikes, we're pretty high up, but at least we're indoors, so it doesn't seem so bad. Good thing Apollo's not here. Oh, look, Nick, it's Emma. Hey, Emma, over here. Mr. Wright, Maya, does this mean you've taken the case? Yeah, that's how things kind of turned out. So, do you mind if we take a look around? Be my guest. We've pretty much wrapped up our investigation, so go right ahead. Now's a good chance to find out more about the case from Emma, too. Sounds good. I'm still a lawyer. Is there something I can do to help you with that? Actually, I was hoping it would help me move my investigation along. Sorry, but that's not going to do much for you here, I'm afraid. That's too bad. Don't look so glum. You have to keep a positive outlook. Why don't you take a break with something sweet? I highly recommend snackoos myself. They're sweet? I thought they were salty. And I also thought they were meat, too. But they're not meat. What are they? You tell me that's not meat? Okay. You want to try some? No thanks. I appreciate the offer, though. Suit yourself. You don't know what you're missing. Nothing about the pamphlet. How about the pendant? Okay, we'll try the statement next. Fair enough. Maybe we can find some evidence here and then show her that. Maybe. So fill me in. Edgeworth wouldn't tell us anything about this case. So do you think you could give us a rundown?
Well, seeing as he's going to be prosecuting, I'd expect him to be tight-lipped about it. The incident occurred yesterday, on September 20th. It happened after the wedding reception, which lasted from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
7 p.m. to 10 p.m., huh? Got it. By the way, you didn't hear about any time traveling or anything, did you?
Time traveling? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. Forget it. That's pretty much the response I expected.
The victim's name is...
I know that's a real name and all, but come on, man. Why would you name your kid that?
The victim's name is Dumas Gloomsbury. He was a servant in the Sprocket family household.
A fellow servant. Ellen was a maid for that family as well, so that means the two of them were co-workers.
Yes, they apparently knew each other. Mr. Gloomsbury was the lead servant, after all. He was very serious about his work, but he was also a very closed and private man. So the other servants called him Mr. Doom and Gloom behind his back.
Oh. Okay. If he was the lead servant, he must have been higher ranked than Ellen. What makes the police think Ellen killed this man, a guy who was essentially her boss?
We don't know the defendant's motive yet, but the circumstances surrounding the discovery of the body don't bode well for her.
And what circumstances are these, exactly?
Well, some of her in-laws saw what looked like the immediate aftermath of the murder. The suspect was standing in front of the body with the murder weapon still in her hands.
But why would a bride, who was just about to start a happy new life, kill someone? Do the police have an explanation for that?
Yeah, about that. They believe the victim attacked the suspect and was killed when she fought back.
But why did he attack her to begin with?
Well, a mere servant girl was going to suddenly be the wife of the future president. Mr. Gloomsbury must have been more than just a little jealous of her. So this Mr. Doom and Gloom attacked Ellen first? But if she was only trying to protect herself, wouldn't that count as justified self-defense on her part, Nick?
It would. There's a good chance she'd be acquitted if we could prove that, but I wonder what Edgeworth will have up his sleeve to counter that claim.
But wow, a servant girl marrying the future president of such a huge company. It sounds like a modern-day fairy tale. It does, doesn't it? Thing is, not everyone was on board with their union, apparently.
So what was the murder weapon, Emma?
This clock with a secret mechanism built into it.
Wow, that's nostalgic. It's no thinker, but...
It was on display here in the reception hall.
Wait. Oh, that's the device that Ellen believes is the time machine, actually.
The suspect was holding it when the murder was discovered.
So the victim was clubbed to death with this, huh? But that's funny, there's no blood on it as far as I can tell. I was just about to say that.
Maybe it was wiped off in an attempt to tamper with the evidence. But there was definitely a luminol reaction. And it matches up with the shape of the injury, so it's gotta be the murder weapon. What a funny looking clock. They call it the timekeeper. The idea is that it's a time machine. Every time the couple sees it, it'll bring them back to the memory of their wedding day.
A time machine, huh? Come to think of it, Ellen said her pendant was a part of a time machine. I wonder how the secret mechanism in this thing works.
The suspect never had any family or relatives to depend on. So she was working as a live-in maid for the Sprocket family to support herself.
So a maid with no family or fortune was set to marry the president's son, huh? I guess it's not surprising that ruffled a feather or two.
Yes, apparently the groom's parents and all of his other relatives were strongly opposed.
Stupid classist assholes.
But that didn't stop the young couple from deciding to go ahead with their wedding. Love flourishes in the face of adversity.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yep. If you ever have any questions about love, just ask me. I'm a qualified expert. I spent all of my spare time in Khura'in watching soap operas on TV.
I'm not sure that's enough to make you a qualified anything, Maya.
Oh, and by the way, I heard the suspect faced her fair share of harassment too. And from the sound of it, it got pretty ugly for her.
Huh. So even though this incident could cause a huge scandal for the company, it might be a boon for those who oppose their marriage to begin with. After all, with Ellen's arrest and everything, the marriage is most definitely off now. That makes sense, I suppose. Let's look around. It's a hot air balloon, a symbol of humanity's ambition to take to the skies. It's kind of a romantic notion, don't you think?
Yeah, but I just noticed that it doesn't seem to be tied up to the ceiling all that well.
I'm sure it's fine. Please don't let it fall on my head. A model airplane, the perfect decoration for an airline company wedding.
And a propeller plane like this lends the room a great old-timey feel. Oh, I'd love to see the Steel Samurai fly a plane like this. Can you picture it? The Steel Samurai zipping through the clouds over neo-old Tokyo?
If Sprocket Aviation ever becomes a sponsor of the show, I could see it happening.
Why didn't I think of that? I think I'll go suggest the idea to them later.
But please at least wait until after the trial is over. Oh, that's right. Okay, we got multiple angles here. That's good. This must be where the time machine was placed.
I can't believe that such a beautiful memento was used for murder. It's just awful. Nick, we have to prove Ellen's innocence no matter what it takes.
I agree. We can't let this go down as the saddest flying wedding reception in history. I can't tell if we're above the deck. I think we are. Yeah, there's definitely 2 levels to this. Yeah, the hall has 2 levels, I think. I mean, I don't even see a door from where I'm looking, so. This is the sweetheart table where the bride and groom sit.
Where they gorge themselves on the wedding feast, you mean? I'd be too nervous to eat in front of a bunch of guests like this, though.
They say that newlyweds are usually really busy during the reception, you know? They have to greet and talk with all the guests that come to give their blessings. They don't actually get all that much time to enjoy their dinner.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to stand that. I can't imagine having a huge feast right in front of me and not being able to eat it.
They say brides tend to have an especially hard time because of their wedding dresses. With those tight corsets squeezing their waists, they can barely eat a bite.
Really? It sounds like wedding receptions are absolute torture.
I guess food still wins out over romance in Maya's book. So that's the vista deck over there.
I bet the view is amazing. But I guess it must also kind of freak you out, huh, Nick?
Yeah, kind of. Mostly because there's no surviving a fall from way up here. Also, no furniture on the deck, so. Okay, maybe that broken bench really was from the park. I think that about does it for this area. Wow, look at the horns on this flying bovine. He must be a bull. It seems he made it through the ceremony in one piece.
By the look of those wheels, I bet he can be rolled around rather easily too.
Yeah, I bet it would be quite a hassle if you had to lift and carry him everywhere. And this is what the backside looks like.
What's that by the bottom of his tail? A wheel handle?
Okay. Oh, I get it. This way they can get inside to change the light bulbs.
I see they left the wheel handle on the inside unpainted.
I guess they figured nobody will see it, so why bother? What does that mean? Okay, clearly someone hid in this. At some point. It makes sense to cut costs where you can. Well, overall, I can't say I see anything strange about this thing. Oh. Interesting. Alright. This must be the lantern the body was found in. Oh. Okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't call this thing a lantern, but sure. Ellen managed to move it quite a ways. It looks like a cow, but it's pretty badly broken.
That's not a cow, Nick. That's a Pegasus, the flying horse.
No way. It's definitely a cow. It's got horns and everything.
But look, it has wings. Cows don't have wings. So it's Pegasus, I tell you. Oh, I know. That pamphlet should tell us. Let's see. Apparently it's called a Pegamoo.
I did not see that coming.
Yet somehow, the name really captures the essence of what this creature is, you know? Huh, that's strange.
What is?
Well, this Pegamoo is definitely a male Pegabull, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. What with the horns and all.
Okay, well, that Pegamoo over there is also a Pegabull. But take a look at the pamphlet.
I noticed this.
See? The one on the right says Pegabull, but
the other one says Pega-cow, a female Pegamoo.
Right. The pamphlet goes on to say how they have Pegamoos for the happy couple.
So for Ellen's ceremony, there should have been a male and female pair of Pegamoos. But for some reason, there are two males here.
Maybe somebody made a mistake when they were setting up the room.
It's hard to believe a fancy place like this would make that kind of blunder, though. In any case, we'd better check this thing out. Did this come from the lantern?
Ugh, it's covered in blood.
Maybe it got on there when the killer was putting the body on the lantern.
Can you imagine going to open a door and finding the knob covered with blood?
That'd be bloody awful, to say the least. Well, that's clearly the handle from inside. See, it's broken right there. Huh. What do you think this is, Maya?
It looks like a flower petal to me.
What an unusual shape for a flower petal.
Do you suppose it's from one of the flowers here in the reception hall?
No, I don't see a single flower like this at any of the tables. I wonder where it came from. Looks like maybe an eye or... yeah, like an eye. It's a decorative eye for one of the Pegamoo statues. So this is where the body was found. And the first person to find it was Ellen. Emma, what can you tell me about the condition of the body when it was found?
Let's see. The victim was apparently hit on the back of the head.
Back of the head. Okay, so there's 3 of those little yellow and red stickers. Interesting. His left hand is covered in blood. Interesting. And also, yes, there's a note. A note by his right hand. Wait. Yeah, that's his right hand, I think, yeah. So those 2 little scraps of wood on his chest indicate that he didn't fall through the sculpture. Interesting. So the sculpture above him is caved inwards as though he fell through it. Yet at the same time, there are scraps of wood on top of his body, indicating that no, the cave-in happened after he was in there. So, what gives?
Here's a photo of the scene as we found it.
Hey, what's this? Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck. What? Well, I think that should, like hook, line, and sinker slam dunk the self-defense claim, I would hope. But whose handwriting is this? Okay, backing up here, there's a very innocent way to interpret this message. Grab Ellen when convenient. Yeah, sure, you grab somebody if you need their attention or if you want to show them something. Then send her off from the Vista deck. Yeah, you could be like, yeah, say your farewells. You're off to better and greater things. I see you off. Oh, brother.
Oh, let me take a look. Grab Ellen when convenient, then send her off from the Vista deck.
It looks like a note outlining the murder plot.
Whoever wrote it has better handwriting than me, but it looks like they wrote it in a rush.
And why do you say that?
Because the writing is only smudged starting from the middle of each line.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird.
That happens when a right-handed person with a slight hook writes in a hurry. I do it sometimes myself when I'm not paying attention to where my hand is on the page.
Guess I'll take your word on that, Miss Bad Handwriting Expert.
Hey! Even I don't smudge my handwriting this badly.
Alright, let's get back to the note.
That note was apparently written by the victim.
But why would he feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Are you sure the victim wrote it?
I sometimes write a note to myself before I go shopping. Potatoes, carrots, onions, flour.
Maya, are you craving curry rice or something?
Whoops.
So, Emma, where's this Vista deck the note mentions?
It's that heliport you see right outside the window over there.
So he planned on pushing Ellen off from there. What a monster. I guess that about does it for this lantern. A folding screen? Hello. That's one big partition screen. Industrial size, even.
I bet it'd cause an industrial-sized mess if it fell over.
And that's why you're not allowed to touch it, Maya.
What? Then who's going to test how stable it is?
Just leave it alone, please. I've noticed, I feel like Maya's regressed a little. She was very mature in Spirit of Justice's base game, but she's back to the same old Maya. She's even wearing her usual clothes. Huh. Oh, purse. Ah, it looks like a business card wallet. I wonder whose it is. Larry would make one of those weird, pretentious face outlines with facial hair.
That face looks awfully familiar.
Yes, it does. Guess I'll bring it to him later. That's Snoop. Oh, can't. It's a fog machine for the reception.
Pretty cool, huh?
Don't you dare touch it.
Oh, spoil sport.
That's because I know how you operate. It's a fog machine. I wonder if they used it during the reception.
Oh! Hey, Nick, go stand over there for a sec.
Why?
Just because. Now go.
All right. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Fogmaster 9000 on!
Maya, no! Huh?
Oh, nothing happened.
Looks like it won't work without some dry ice.
Darn it, all I wanted to do was surround you in a thick cloud of smoke.
Well, I guess that just about does it for the crime scene. But first... Large amounts of dry ice were placed in the fog machine to produce a thick fog during the reception. Cool.
Hey, Nick. I want to see the rest of the airship. We might as well, since we're here.
True. We might even run into some of the other people involved in the case. Oh, hello. You must be Soren. Cripes, he looks just like... He looks just like well, there's another... The Themis Academy, or whatever. What's his name? Blue hair. With the glasses. Looks just like him.
Nick, how long has that guy been standing there?
I didn't even notice him until just now. Excuse me, are you with Sprocket Aviation? I would hope so. Huh?
Nick, he wrote something on that paper airplane.
I guess we're supposed to read it then? Let's see here. Get out, intruders. Well, that was a rather cold welcome.
Mr. Wright, Maya, read the lone son of the president of Sprocket Aviation, Soren Sprocket. Or to put it another way, the future president of Sprocket Aviation.
So he's Ellen's fiancé. Man, a few words. Or maybe he's just mute. Oh, there he goes.
He's kind of an eccentric. I hear he's the genius inventor behind many of Sprocket Aviation's business successes.
An inventor, huh?
Yep, he even designed this airship.
That's pretty impressive.
Nick, this is no time to be standing around gawking. We have to go after him. We need to ask him some questions about Ellen.
Oh, right. Looked like he was heading outside. Well, thank you, Emma. I don't think there's anything else to talk to her about. Ask her about the fog machine, then head out. Nope. Oh, sleepy. I am just now realizing that the logo is a Pegamoo. That makes sense. There he is. Excuse me, could we talk to you? Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you what you're doing?
He sure is riding up a storm.
It is possible. If an enormous change in mass could be, then theoretically matter can retain its form even as it crosses the event horizon. Let's just see what he has to say about Ellen. I'm a lawyer. Does this bring anything to mind? Even some small, vague detail will do. Ah! This guy really doesn't want to talk, does he? Yeah, I'm not gonna show him anything else. I'll have to watch that whole thing again. Okay. Excuse me, but we'll be representing Ellen in court tomorrow. So, could we ask you about the case? Ow! What the? Not interested? Not interested? How can you say something like that?
This is about your fiancée. She's under arrest, you know.
The diameter of the airship is approximately 80 feet. The amount of energy necessary to move matter comprised of that amount of mass is... He's off in his own little world.
I can't believe he said he was not interested in talking about his own bride's arrest.
We'll just have to talk on his level then, with something he might be interested in. Okay, so I guess I do have to present something. What are you showing me that for? Mr. Sprocket! I can't read him at all, not even with an item as loaded with sentiments as this. Huh. Okay. So I can skip the lawn animation, that's good. Aha! Could you take a look at this? Is that Ellen's? Ellen told us that she traveled through time during the incident. She said it happened after she made a wish on this pendant. You mean to say you two are Ellen's lawyers? Yes, I just told you that a minute ago. Sorry, I was lost in thought.
He wasn't even listening.
I find this man to be the most relatable Ace Attorney character, personally. Oh boy. He's not at all what I expected. Based on Ellen's gushing testimonial, anyway. We'd like to ask you about Ellen's case, if you don't mind. I don't know a thing about it, so why don't you go ask the police? In other words, not interested.
This guy is the worst. Now I feel sorry for poor Ellen.
In that case, can I ask you about how Ellen traveled through time? Go on. Guess that got your attention.
So, is time travel really even possible?
Yes, it is possible. Alrighty then. At the same time, it is also impossible. The pendant I gave Ellen is not supposed to operate as a time machine by itself. What do you mean? The timekeeper, that clock we had displayed in the reception hall, that is the body of the time machine. The pendant is simply a part.
That clock was the murder weapon, wasn't it? But it's a time machine too?
What Ellen experienced is akin to traveling down a road by car key. Physically and metaphysically, it should be impossible. Unless, maybe the quantum system inside somehow accidentally interfered with the natural flow of the fourth dimension. We're losing him again. Maybe we'd better ask him some more about the time machine. So you've been researching time travel, have you? Moving through the space-time continuum would be man's ultimate means of travel. Time travel as a mode of transportation? Since the dawn of time, man has developed multifarious methods of transportation. Horses, steam engines, gas engines, airplanes, spaceships. But they are all fundamentally similar in that they constitute three-dimensional movement. Travel through the space-time continuum would shift mankind into a new paradigm.
I don't know why, Nick, but I'm getting awfully sleepy all of a sudden.
For generations, sprocket aviation has advanced the development of transportation. Therefore, it's only natural that I would research time travel as man's next great leap.
Oh, is he done? So, what exactly does all that stuff he was saying mean, Nick?
Well, basically it's like taking a hamburger joint and adding a drive-thru to it, I guess? Wow! He speaks flawless Maya-ese.
Oh, I get it. It's the same burger, but with a quicker and more efficient delivery system. So what Soren really wants to do is launch
humanity into the future. Launch, not lunch. But do you really believe that time travel is possible? It only becomes truly impossible when man stops daring to believe. Besides, time travelers do exist, you know. But you wouldn't understand.
Did you hear that, Nick? Time travelers really do exist.
All I know is Soren isn't the easiest guy to wrap your head around.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the way he talks. It's full of hope for the future. He's more passionate than I thought, too, when it comes to inventions anyway.
Yeah, his apparent lack of concern for Ellen is troubling, though. So, I hear that the rest of the Sprocket family was opposed to your marriage. What are your thoughts on that? Master Soren? Okay, I'm picturing a butler, and I'm also picturing Shelly the Killer, but I don't think it's gonna be Shelly. Surely not. Oh hell, hey! Look at that anime hair. Uh-huh. Okay, this guy's the real killer, isn't he? The butler did it! Wait, so... Yeah, okay, he's got Sephiroth's coif and Cloud's shoulder. What is this? Final Fantasy man over here. It is time for the meeting on the next term's project. What is this? Daydreaming about your inventions again. Tut tut. You are the future president. You must consider the business side too. Cool! It is I. I found Soren. Send the car over at once. I'm not interested. Oh, Master Soren, you do give me quite the headache at times. In any case, your attendant is waiting. Please go to him now. Goodbye, Soren. I like him. He is my brand of autistic. I see so much of myself in Soren. It's crazy. Yeah, you probably wouldn't believe it because of how boisterous and vocal I am during these recordings, but in real life, when I interact with other people, I behave like Soren, I swear. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, where are my manners? My name is... Okay. My name is Pierce Nickety. Please call me Pierce. I am the Sprocket family butler. Nick, a butler! I didn't know they actually still existed. I thought they were just on TV and stuff. And who might you be, if you don't mind my asking? Oh, I'm Phoenix Wright, Ellen Wyatt's lawyer. And I'm his assistant, Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium. Oh, so it is you. I am most grateful to you for taking on Miss Ellen's defense. You have my sincerest thanks. Don't mention it. So, hey, speaking of the case... Oh, one moment, please. Wow, what a beautiful pocket watch! Oh, this? It's just a bit of good luck charm. That's one expensive good luck charm. But I guess it makes sense, knowing the time is pretty important in his line of work. So I guess that pocket watch isn't as important to him as my attorney's badge is to me. There is a little time before I must attend to Master Soren again. Why not come to Sprocket Manor? Huh? You mean to Soren's home? As a token of appreciation for taking on Miss Ellen's defense, I would like to serve you some delicious tea and refreshments. Oh boy, Nick! A fancy high society tea party, with high-class snacks and everything! And what about the investigation? Are you kidding? What better place to investigate next than Soren's house? I don't know. Do you really think his house is going to give us any new leads? Of course it will! I say we take the butler up on his kind offer and go to Soren's place. All right, you win. Very good. To Sprocket Manor, then. Sure. Anything else to see here? Yes, actually. It's not every day you get to see an airship up close like this. So I'm pretty psyched for this. Me too. If it wasn't for the fact that it's the scene of a murder. Oh, right. I almost forgot about that part. Wow, that sign really got smashed up. There were some really high winds yesterday. And they say that that bench was blown right into the sign. Wow, wish I could have seen that. If you'd been there, you would have gotten blown away by the wind too, you know. That sounds kind of fun, actually. Don't tell me you never tried to use an umbrella to fly when you were a kid. I did. I emulated Mary Poppins. I jumped off of high places with an umbrella. I think I'll take staying alive over fun, thank you very much. To the foyer. Wow. It's like a time machine.
Wow, this place does not disappoint. Oh, I'm so excited.
Whoa, slow down, Maya. The mansion isn't going anywhere. Now then, we won't have to worry about anyone untoward eavesdropping here. I take it you wanted to ask me some questions. Uh-huh. That's why you invited us here? I am sorry to have tricked you like this, but this is a murder after all. I couldn't talk openly about it in public and risk sullying the Sprocket family's reputation.
Oh, and I was really looking forward to all those fancy snacks, too.
There, Maya, don't cry. Huh. This Pierce guy is one shrewd man.
Hey, Nick, look at that cute vintage radio.
Radio? Oh, that thing over there under the stuffed bull's head.
I'm gonna take a closer look.
I thought I told you to settle down.
I'm sorry.
Not to worry. Cool! Gotta get me one of those. Wow, that little mech fixed it right up. I am not only the butler, but I'm also Sprocket Aviation's repair department director. One might say that patching things up is my specialty. Okay, so you're in charge of the bulls. Got it.
That was incredible! What is that little doohickey on your shoulder anyway?
It's my fixer-upper shoulder mech. Master Soren made it for me. It has too many features and functions to effectively enumerate at the moment, though.
That's so cool! Wish I had one of those.
Fixing things is a simple matter, but fixing people is a different matter. Even a skilled physician can't bring back the dead. Oh, but forgive me, I seem to have gotten sidetracked. He must be in shock over Mr. Gloomsbury's death. Still, I do need to ask him some questions about the case. I should take a look around and see what I can find out while I'm here, too. Nope, perfect place to end things. Well. Dude, okay, so this guy is definitely the killer, right? The vibes are just screaming. I can hear it. And what's more, once he's kind of unmasked, he's probably gonna have some weird-ass transformation, too. Like, okay, maybe not as weird as Safer Sephiroth, but, he's gonna look funky. I just know it. Yeah, alright, so... Definitely got a widening cast here. God, I still don't know what to make of the time travel thing. Ellen may certainly believe she time traveled, but I sincerely doubt it. I'm just not a believer. Sorry, Soren, but I just don't get it. Okay, look, so... If the entire cast at the reception went along with this ploy, they were saying, yeah, Ellen herself said that all the employees were like pretending, well, no, they were acting like nothing had happened and the reception was about to begin. If anyone could orchestrate that among the team, among the staff, it would be Pierce here. You know what? I think these people in the background are automatons. I think they're robots. I think they are. Okay, someone better remember I said that because I think I called it. Gosh, I wonder if I'm ever gonna get context for why a bull is the mascot. Maybe the father of Soren is gonna have a hairstyle that'll put Apollo's horns to shame. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so far, I don't have too much to go on with, though I do have some very tantalizing clues that have strong implications. Still, I have absolutely nothing for the actual moment of the murder, or how it was staged, but I definitely think Ellen was framed by someone. Well, that's all she wrote, I guess. Till next time. I'm Zephyr the Jester. There's been more Spirit of Justice. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.